Hi, I'm Weston, and I love talking about the Rangers. And I'm here to talk about Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals, where the Rangers lose 2-1 to the Tampa Bay Lightning and are eliminated from postseason contention in 2022. Alright, there's not a whole lot to talk about in this game. There's only 3 goals, so not a lot to go over. So this is going to more or less be a quick little recap, and then we'll talk about what happened this season at large. So going into it, the big news is that Gerard Gallant has come out and said that we're going to make some big changes to the lineup. He's going to give it a real good shake-up. And I hear that, and I'm like, all right, so probably give the kids line first line minutes, maybe throw Panarin up with Kreider and Mika, and then play around with the bottom 6. That's what I expected, and I think that's what most Rangers fans expected. And that is just simply not what happened at all. Instead, we played with all 4 lines and split up the kids, and that meant it included scratching, healthy scratching, Capo Caco, which was mind-numbing to me that of all the players top to bottom to this lineup, Caco is the one that gets axed in an elimination game after the things that other players on this team have done. The fact that Strome could barely skate and literally missed on the easiest goal of life in Game 5, I don't get how that's the conclusion you come to. Huh. You know what the problem is? Low tire pressure. That's what you think the problem is? Yeah, that's the problem. All right, so the game starts and the Rangers come out flat. And the Rangers, I will say, played a very consistent game because we were pretty much flat the entire evening until the last, 5 minutes, 6 minutes. I don't know. When did Frank Vatrano get the power play goal? That was when they finally looked alive. And, man, the first Stamkos goal, that is a awful, awful goal for Igor Shesterkin to allow. That is a very, very that's a muffin. And here's the thing, right? I think as a fan base, because I'm going to say the same thing later on of saying, you can feel 2 things at the same time. You can say 2 things at the same time. Igor played maybe the best game of the postseason for him tonight. He made so many absurd saves. There was a point in this game where the Lightning had as many scoring chances as we had shots. Right? Shesterkin played one of the best games he has ever played. This goal is unacceptable. This was a terrible goal, and the Lightning take a 1-0 lead. And man, it really seemed like that was going to remain the score, was just going to be 1-0, and that Vasilevsky was going to clinch another series with a shutout. But the Rangers said, no, we would like to put our names on, or our name on the list with such other amazing and it really seemed like this was going to be another series-clinching shutout for Andrei Vasilevsky. However, the Rangers said, oh, no, we are going to do that to which 6 of the last 8 teams have not done, which is actually score a goal in this time. Frank Vatrano, beautiful, beautiful shot, just quick on it, and he scores. And the Rangers, with under 7 to play, tie the game. And you think, there it is. That's the spark. The comeback kids, they've done it all season long. In the regular season, they've done it in the postseason. There it is. There's the change of tides, and it just simply wasn't. But not even 30 seconds later, a nothing zone entrance for the Tampa Bay Lightning that just, again, it felt like nothing. It felt like just so simple. And there's a shot on net by Steven Stamkos, and it's stopped by Shesterkin. He gets it with the glove, but doesn't fully get it. It pops out, banks off of Steven Stamkos, who also banks off of Shesterkin's glove. The puck goes in, and it's 2-1 Lightning. Now, here's the thing. Was it goaltender interference? Should that goal have been allowed? I don't know, man. Here's my thing. He had no intent to purposefully put it in, right? He wasn't trying to bank it in with his butt. If he was, that would be funny, however. My issue is, I think if he doesn't touch Shesterkin probably grabs it out of the air. That's just, I think he does. That being said, I'm so defeated, I don't even feel like arguing whether this is a goal or not. It was called a goal, so that's what we're going to go with. They score, it's 2-1. The Rangers put a hell of a flurry on in the last few minutes to try to retie the game, and they can't. The comeback kids in the final game just can't quite do it. Here's the thing that's tough, right? This game was gut-wrenching and heartbreaking. When Frankie tied it, I really thought we were going to come back. I really did. Thought it was going to go to overtime. We were going to have a goal. Something crazy was going to happen. And it didn't. And you can feel multiple things at the same time. I said this about Igor earlier. You can be very disappointed in the Rangers for this series, and I think that's sort of valid. Because they had the series in hand. They had a near death grip on the series, and then they biffed it. But at the same time, I am so proud of this team and what they did. Because I was ready after Game 4. After Game 4 of the Pittsburgh series in round 1. You know how that feels like 7 years ago? No. That was this year. That was this, like, past 6 weeks. I was ready to write this team a eulogy. I was ready to tear the team to shreds after those first 4 against Pittsburgh. Then Game 5, it's in Madison Square Garden. You win. Whoopity-doo-dah. Congratulations. You won a game. You're still down 3-2. You go into Pittsburgh in Game 6. You win it. Now we're talking here. Game 7, you win in overtime. Fantastic. That's crazy. What a comeback. Incredible story. But hey, knock, knock. Now you have to go get your brakes beaten off by the Carolina Hurricanes. You won the right to go have them embarrass you. First 2 games, they win. Granted, neither of them were blowouts, but both of them were just gut-wrenching losses. And you go, well, there it is. There it is. There it is. Go to Madison for 2 games. You tie the series. Wow. Incredible. You have Game 5 in Carolina. They win. You bring it back to Madison Square Garden for Game 6. You win. Incredible. But now you have the impossible challenge staring you in the face, which is you have to win Game 7 in their house, and you play one of the most complete games of your postseason. Probably the most complete to that point, if we're being honest. Slack-jawed. Truly incredible. But now is the time where it really starts. Now is the time where the fun's over. You get to go play the Tampa Bay Lightning for the Eastern Conference Final. And you know what? We looked great in Game 1 and 2. We looked great. We looked incredible. Maybe our best and second best games of the postseason. Take a 2-0 lead. Go into Game 3. You have a 2-0 lead. 30 minutes gone in that game, you had a 2-0 lead. And yet, we couldn't hold it. And here's the thing for the Rangers in the series against the Tampa Bay Lightning. You could tell after Game 1, right, going into Game 2, the Lightning were scared. They were scared. You completely kicked them in the teeth in Game 1, and they were not expecting anything like it. They changed their lines. I believe they changed a defensive pair. You scared the crap out of them going into Game 2. And after Game 2, scared them even worse. You could watch Game 3. First half of that game, first 40 minutes of that game, they were playing sporadic. Vasi was unsure of himself. The entire team lacked confidence. They were scared. Anyone and anything can be scary for a moment. Right lighting, the right angle, and all of a sudden, your desk chair with a shirt thrown over it weirdly looks like a demon that's coming to drag you to hell. But you have to be scary for a lot more than one brief moment to be the beast of the East, and the Rangers were not. And at the end of the day, the season was great. Magical. The Rangers have one of the best seasons in franchise history, wins-wise. Magical. And hey, the postseason wasn't half bad either. Great comebacks, right? Great games, exciting games. It was a great run. Found a lot of things out. Igor Shesterkin is the guy and is 100%. If you had any shadow of a doubt after 2021, it was completely thrown aside this season. He's the guy. He is 100% going to take the candle from Henrik Lundqvist and carry the team into a new era. My goodness gracious, what a fantastic season he had in his first true season as the starting goaltender. Magnificent. He's going to win the Vezina. It's all but a lock. He might win the Hart. We don't know yet. I don't know how voting's going to go. Maybe it surprises us. I think it's probably going to go to Matthews, but maybe something wild happens, right? Maybe he gets it. Panarin is still a very talented regular season player. It was splotchy in the postseason, let's be honest here. Mika proved he was worth every penny of that contract. Anyone who was questioning that, my God, what a player he was in the postseason for us. Chris Kreider, 53 goals, 52 goals. Unreal season from him. Fox had some issues defensively this season, but he is still a very good defenseman and still going to get you a ton of points as a defenseman. Keontae Miller, man, he was fantastic in the regular season, but the postseason allowed everyone to realize that he might be the best purely defensive defenseman on this team. I think he is, and I honestly, to me, I don't think it's close. He was otherworldly in his own end this postseason. He was fantastic. I mean, the kids line, speaking of postseason, the kids line, holy crap. Unreal. Alexis Lafreniere was fantastic. Philip Hedl had 7 goals in the postseason. He had 8 all regular season. Looks great. Capo Caco played with confidence. I'm still mad that he was benched tonight. Kids line is going to be ridiculous. It's going to be a problem next year. I could see all of them getting over 60 points. That's going to be a nightmare line. It's fantastic. There were positives for the season. There were positives for the postseason. But here's the issue for the Rangers now. Here's the little problem that you face. Right, coming into this season, because after 2020, 2021, even though there were no games played in 2020 for that season, we went into the season with low expectations of maybe you sneak into the playoff, maybe you don't. We ended up not. Coming into this season, we were like, well, you probably should make the playoffs. But we weren't really sure. You know, new coach, a couple of new players, a little bit of a change because the first line got the massive weirdness with Butch being traded. So we didn't know. It turns out you made the postseason. We're like, all right, cool. Make it out of the first round. Have some experience. You gained a lot of experience. Back-to-back Game 7 victories. 5-1 when facing elimination this season in the postseason. You got your experience. So next season, the expectation, if you can keep the team pretty much intact, right? If you can retain Kopp, and then maybe Vetrano, I think the expectations need to be the same if not more. That next season, if we can keep the team pretty much the same, maybe lose Strome, which at this point, I'm not going to complain if we do. I'm mixed on that anyway. I think next season the Rangers might have the expectation of Eastern Conference final appearance. Maybe a Stanley Cup final appearance. And yeah. Expectations, the gateway to disappointment. I don't care. I'm pretty friggin' disappointed right now. We made a run. We made a go of it. We made one hell of a go of it. And I'm disappointed we lost. But man, am I proud of this team. And I can't wait to watch them again next season. This sucks. This sucks for all sports. Whenever the team season comes to an end, I have to make the video talking about the final game. Hasn't been a win yet. And what a bummer. Well, thank you all for sticking with me through this video, but more importantly, through the full season. 82 regular season games, 20 postseason games. So over 100 Rangers videos this season alone. Man, thank you all for anyone who watched them, whether you watched all 102 or if you 102, or if you watched a handful of them. Thank you for watching. I put a lot of heart and soul into these videos, and it means a lot. But I think that's it for the game. for the series, for the season. So thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day. And until next season, go Rangers.